Hi, my name is Goldman. I'm an attorney with Goldman and Associates, and we're continuing our video series on divorce matters. Please subscribe to our channel. You need to watch this video because you need to avoid making some mistakes that sometimes people make in divorces. Mistake number one that you need to avoid. When the case starts, don't instinctively evade service, okay? Don't avoid the bailiff as he's trying to serve you. The scenario is, you know, the papers are coming, a bailiff left a card, your wife told you you're being served, for example, and you decide you're going to be smart and you're going to avoid service completely so that they can't get you. That's a mistake. You know why? Because all they have to do is show the court that they tried to serve you and weren't able, and the court will authorize alternative service. You know what alternate service is? Alternate service means that instead of handing you the papers so that you can read them and see exactly what your challenges are, what your exposure is, what you're being sued for, they publish it somewhere, like in the legal news, for example. The legal news is considered service. If they publish there for the right amount of time that the court orders, then you're served. But here's the fallacy. Nobody reads the legal news. Lawyers don't read the legal news. So if your lawsuit is published in the legal news, you'll be considered served, even though you have no idea what they're asking for. Maybe they're asking that all the property be deemed to be belong to the other person because it was, premarital. Maybe there's a large alimony award that they're seeking. These are things that you need to know about. It is way better to know about it, bring it to your lawyer's attention, and deal with it than run around with your head in the sand figuring, oh, if I'm not served, it doesn't happen. It's like those people who are sick, but they believe if they don't go to the doctor, they won't have a problem. It's not the kind of thing you can avoid, and therefore, trying to run away from the bailiff, mistake number one. Don't do that. Mistake number two. You're duty bound to disclose all the marital assets, okay? Everything that you know about has to be in play. Everything that your spouse knows about has to be in play. We get it all together and we come up with an equitable and fair division of assets as defined by the judge. It is a huge mistake to think, you know what? I've got some assets, I've got some money, I'm not sure he or she knows about it. I'm going to fail to disclose it, I'm going to try and hide that. I'm going to put it in my house in my mother's name and see how that works out. Let me tell you something. There are very serious penalties associated with people hiding the assets, trying to defraud the other side, trying to defraud the court. So it's a huge mistake to do that. You may think that it feels right. You worked, you made all the money, you should try to hide it because you're entitled to it. Wrong. You're not entitled to it. You're not entitled to it because you have a spouse, and the law in Michigan says that the marital assets for the most part are going to be divisible between the spouses. So much for the entitlement. The better approach is to disclose everything. If you want a particular item, let your lawyer know about it. Maybe it can be worked out. Will you get more of one asset, less of another? That kind of thing is a possibility. But failing to disclose it and trying to defraud and hide it, big mistake, and you want to avoid that. Another mistake that you really need to avoid relates to children. I know that in a lot of these cases, there is a lot of drama associated with dealing with the kids. There's a lot of emotions when you split up your family. A lot of times one parent thinks they're the better parent. The child is not safe with the other parent. Forget about the fact that when you were living together, you would leave that kid with that unsafe parent all the time without batting an eye. But now, all of a sudden, sometimes people feel, oh, I need to grab the custody because that's the only leverage I have, or I need to grab the custody because he doesn't know what allergies Timmy has and that kind of thing. It'll be dangerous. It's a huge mistake to try to control the custody, particularly if there's no clear indication that the child's safety is at risk. If the child's safety is at risk, control whatever you want. Try to do things that protect your child, absolutely. But you ought to be able to know whether or not there's a genuine risk that you can prove versus either a risk that you can't prove or a risk that's not genuine. Okay, so you got to look at yourself in the mirror and determine that, because if you're trying to get back at your spouse by using your kid, huge mistake, because the court's going to see that, the court's going to hold it against you, and then it's quite possible you won't get the level of custody that you're pursuing. So those are three major mistakes that you want to avoid in a divorce matter. If you have any questions about that, reach out, and of course we'll be glad to help you out.